Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Happy Tuesday to you and your family. Looking at Bitcoin, seeing what's going on with Big Dog here. We're going to just go ahead and take a quick look at the traditional markets and obviously support and resistance levels and just kind of see exactly why it bounced off that level I was expecting around 15,600. Now, we're also going to take a look at some moving averages and a handful of other things, so stick around for that, of course. And if you are new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just love teaching people to trade. Again, been trading for over 17 years. I got a trading academy, community, and signal group. Link in the description below if you want to become part of that amazing community. We've got some really good traders there. Mechanical Investor kicking it up a notch here with a 25x near long. Good job there, buddy. You've been fantastic. You've actually been surprising the heck out of me, and there's a great chance you might become community member of the month. So we'll take a look at that and much more, of course. And last thing too as well, if you want to just be part of a $10,000 prize pool monthly, feel free to use the link in the description below for Bitget, best exchange in the industry, and I can tell you, you're going to love using them. It's a fantastic experience. So I use them consistently and a really awesome exchange. Okay, so we're going to take a look here at some standard stuff. Looking at the RSI, we got that bounce off at 30 as expecting. In most cases, of course, there are some outliers where the price can come below 30 on the RSI, but for the most part, you're going to see a bounce off 30 on the RSI on the daily more specifically. 4 hour also works as a bouncing point too, because again, the larger the time frame, the stronger the strength in the RSI, right? So again, one of those things you just kind of got to pay attention to, and with it coming down to bounce off 30, that's exactly why we took a long position yesterday and already took healthy profits. In fact, let's take a quick look at that here just so you can kind of see what I'm referring to. You can see we took 51% in 4 hours for Bitcoin long. And that long was, by the way, 15.6 up to 16,000, and we got 16.4 as the next target. So again, awesome stuff in that sense, kind of, I wouldn't say easy money, but allowing for it to kind of hit its bottom, being patient, and then bouncing off that key level support. That was mostly just a momentum play because the price was overextended to the downside. We can see the same thing here as well. The MACD is starting to dissipate. Potential convergence on the horizon where the price might increase here soon. And when I say increase, it doesn't necessarily mean we're just going to blast through some strong resistance levels. Obviously, 17.6 and 16.6 are some key level resistances, but between now and then, there's a good chance we're going to continue to etch up and slowly continue to go higher. Again, just based on what we see here so far. We're below all moving averages, so that's really null and void. If we look at the 4 hour, same scenario too, we're testing the 20-day set moving average. So not really something we need to worry about, but here's that bounce off the RSI I was talking about. Bounce off at 30 nicely. Now again, when I reviewed this yesterday, we were in the 16,000 range and ready to dump. I think it dumped right after I closed the video out. And that's perfectly fine. It came down to the next support level right there at 15,500, or initially 15,600, because you got to understand 15.6 was the previous most recent low. So it still stayed in that range. It hugged that level for quite some time, and then today it increased. And a lot of that was because the traditional markets are up and, dollar index is down. It's not significant, but it's enough to notice. And those little things do factor in, so it's important to kind of always pay attention to, like the pre-market hours for like S&P or NASDAQ, kind of get perspective on what's going on with Bitcoin before it gets there. Because a lot of this here was that pre-market pump. Okay. Now, if we take a look at the RSI, we can still see that we're rejecting off of 50 on the RSI. We've been under 50 for some time now. So again, until we can get back up over 50, I'm not going to be super happy or thrilled about this. Look at this. It hasn't been since November 6th. We were up over 50, and obviously that was just before FTX issue. Okay. So again, we've been very, very bearish since that occurred, but if we can break back up over 50 on the 4 hour, I think that would be a great sign. So a close above 50 would be fantastic. I wouldn't expect that right away, but I do think there's potential for that to happen. We've also got a MACD convergence here as well that just hit, so the likelihood of further upside is greater. Okay, so again, it's not like we have phenomenal bullish signs. We just have slightly bullish signs on 2 different time frames. And that to me kind of adds up. Let's see what the hourly looks like here as well, and if we're overextended by any stretch, we can go ahead and see with Ichimoku cloud. We're traveling within the cloud, so again, no confirmation just yet, but if the price goes just say sideways for another 5 to 7 hours, 5 to 8 hours, and we get a nice close on like 1 day candle at the level of 16,100 or higher, above this Fibonacci retracement level, we'll be in really good shape to allow for the price action to likely continue upwards. Okay, again, that's confirmation. That's what I like to look for, whereas, we have mostly bullish signs here. Okay, again, lagging spans almost free and clear of price action, conversion lines above the baseline. Like we're looking pretty solid here on the cloud. We just need to wait for a little bit longer for it to clear the cloud and to essentially break that descending trend. Because again, you see these false positives we see in the past with the cloud. It's best to wait it out. Okay. So again, I think a position somewhere closer to 16,100 in the next 5 to 8 hours before right as the market closes will be a good consideration for entry. Taking a look at TD sequential, we can see we're at a 6 right now, so we do have potential of 3 to 7 more hours of bullish continuation. I think the likelihood of that is lower, but again, just depends on traditional markets in a lot of ways here. If traditional markets can close green, dollar index closes red, I think we'll be in pretty good shape to see Bitcoin continue further in the post-market hours, essentially, or overnight. I think that's definitely a likelihood. But nonetheless, we're looking pretty decent here in that sense, not overextended by any stretch. So all in all, I think we're looking all right. Let's do a quick look at the volume weighted average price. We are outside those standard deviation lines, and you can see that it's good that's pulling back. The volume weighted average price is averaging itself out about 15,900. So if I were to kind of look at this here for an entry, again, I'd wait for confirmation further over, wait for the price to clear out the cloud more specifically, and then consider entry. As long as we're staying above the volume weighted average price, I think we're in good shape. And again, that works as a strong support level in most cases and keeps the price action right where it should be here. And we're going to see soon, obviously, what that entails, but there's a great chance that we're going to be able to still remain above that level on the Ichimoku cloud here and get this nice clean break. Okay, so again, another couple of hours here, we're null. I would say, again, wait for a candlestick close here today on the daily at 16,100. That'd be a strong likelihood of a further increase. We can also see just a little bit of a resistance shelf here too, whereas the price action is essentially rejecting out consistently right at about 16,200. Okay, so preferably a close over 16.2 would be great today. But I think if we were to consolidate at 16.1, 16.2, we'll be in pretty good shape to have a leg up after closing cleanly above the cloud and having that momentum to the upside. We've got a MACD convergence in the 4 hour. We just got to get through that 50-day that 50-day RSI on the 4 hour to effectively be able to continue higher. We've been stuck there for some time, and that would help us understand we're breaking the bearish trend. Okay, so I get the question a lot, hey, why is the RSI important? And a lot of times it's just kind of it's an indicator to kind of help you understand which side of the tracks you're on. Because again, when you break bullish, above 50 on the RSI, good things can happen, right? Obviously this didn't maintain itself because of FTX, but generally speaking, that's what we're looking for. If we get a clean break above 50 on the RSI, we will likely see the price action retest some of these levels here and get up closer to the 17,000, 18,000 range. I think that's still a probability. Again, time will tell. All right, so we'll start with one thing here and go from another. So we're looking for a nice solid close above the cloud on the hourly, and then of course breaking through 50 on the RSI and moving our way up, essentially closing hopefully at 16,100. That's the goal, that's what we're looking for. If that doesn't happen, I wouldn't say it completely invalidates everything, but I do think that it's important to close above 16,100. That's extremely important. So hopefully we can continue to maintain the price point where it's at and go higher from here, create those higher lows and higher highs. All right, thanks again for joining me here. Hope this made sense and explained things correctly for you. If you have questions, concerns, go ahead and message me. All my contact information is down below. And more important, if you want to become a better trader, again, CryptoCache.tech is a site. If you want to have a better experience as a trader, Bitget.com, essentially link in the description below. Make sure you check them out and essentially make sure to use that link so you can qualify for $10,000 prize pool per month. Really awesome experience. Thanks again, Bitget, for being such an awesome exchange. I look forward to working with you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time.